2NURFM News for our sponsor, Tile Warehouse. Look for the blue vintage truck on Hillsborough Road.
It's 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Fardell with 2NURFM Hunter News. Labor's got an unassailable win in Newcastle Council elections over the weekend, with Lord Mayor Natalie Nelms being re-elected. Although she didn't get the top job, Independent Councillor Kath Elliott says she and her fellow independents will be holding the council to account. Labor Councillor Declan Clausen says they're excited for the future of the council with one of the most diverse teams ever elected.
We've got people from a range of different professions and skills, as well as genders, sexual orientations and the like. It could possibly be quite a gender-balanced council, which is something that will be unique to Newcastle and very, very positive to ensure that we're making decisions that are in the best interest of the entirety of our community.
Meanwhile, the new Mayor of Port Stephens, 30-year-old father of two, Ryan Palmer, says he's looking forward to pushing the council into the future.
We're looking forward to a really inclusive council where the community will be involved as much as possible in the decision-making process, and I think it will be a very progressive council as well, where we'll get a lot of things done over the next 3 years.
Osteoarthritis sufferers in the Hunter could soon see the end of their pain with the new drug being trialled. The drug has been tested on a small group of people who suffer severe pain from osteoarthritis, and so far researchers say the results have been very promising. One 70-year-old woman with severe pain in her knee found her pain level dropped dramatically while taking the Wonder drug. Not only does it benefit the individual, but it could save the healthcare system millions in operations and joint replacement costs. Some East End residents will be finding out today if their homes will be affected by the noise brought by the Newcastle 500 Supercars event this November. An independent assessment found 2% of residences in the precinct will experience noise levels above acceptable limits by 1 to 7 decibels. Supercars CEO James Warburton says representatives will be reaching out on the phone, through email or on foot to work out specialised solutions for affected residents.
Supercars are actually getting in contact with each and every one of those residents and discussing a range of mitigation factors and just a whole range of measures that we're actually sort of putting in place. Plus, we're working with family and community services if there's mental health issues or elderly or very young sort of kids, and actually working through each individual need within the precinct.
All tradies from across the country may soon have to undergo mandatory training on asbestos safety, with many workers unable to recognise the harmful material. A recent university report has determined almost 75% of all tradespeople cannot identify asbestos in the workplace, putting them in danger of contracting asbestos-related diseases. The push for training follows an incident last week where tradies were working in a dangerous workspace with asbestos but were unable to recognise it. The Hunter community and health professionals are being encouraged to stop using the term memory loss when talking about people living with dementia. Professor Stephen Sabat from Georgetown University in America has urged everyone to use the term memory dysfunction instead, as people with dementia can still make memories and learn new things. Professor Sabat is holding discussions all over the country as part of Dementia Awareness Month, and his main focus will be on removing the negative stereotype about people living with dementia. And the Australian Cycling Promotion Foundation says recent data which shows there is less people riding bikes but more cyclists getting injured is disappointing. In the past 9 years, the number of cyclists ending up in hospital has doubled, and many people are now hesitant to get on a bike for safety concerns. Stephen Hodge from the foundation says Australia can learn a lot from other countries.
What we know about the countries and the places that there are high levels of cycling, we know that a great deal of effort has gone into really focusing on what sort of paths and bikeways can we put in that will make it easy and attractive for people to ride.
To finance, the Oilers is up 40 points at 57.78, and $1 Australian banks 80.9 US cents.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Hamilton has booked their spot in Newcastle and Hunter Rugby's grand final after defeating Southern Beaches 27 points to 10. The Hawks will get a week off, and captain Vi Talaleva hopes the rest will give Michael Delory enough time to recover from a knee injury. Southern Beaches will take on Wanderers for the other spot in the grand final this weekend. The Jets are warming up for their first round A-League clash after they beat Sydney FC 2-1 yesterday yesterday. Newcastle will play rivals Central Coast on the 7th of October to kick off their season. The side will host Wellington this Saturday in Cessnock to continue their momentum heading into the season. And Newcastle Speedway rider Jason Doyle has continued his great form by extending his lead at the top of the World Championships in Germany over the weekend. The 31-year-old says he is staying level-headed with 3 rounds remaining. Doyle will travel to Sweden and Poland for the next 2 rounds before finishing on home soil in Melbourne. That's sport. I'm Jessica Rouse.
2NURFM News Time is 2:05.